times have you had this scenario happen? You're on public land or private, you know, you're on land you can legally hunt, but there's a gobbler or gobblers across the fence where you can't hunt on the neighbors, and he's just gobbling his head off. But you can't go any further. You're right at the fence line. Now, as you can see, we're right here at the fence line. I mean, this is the fence right here. This is it. You can't go past this fence. All right. But turkeys usually every spring are over in here in this jungle. I call it the jungle. Look at this mess. I mean, it is a messed up bunch of stuff. I mean, you can't shoot 15 yards in there. It's so thick and it's just nasty, and brush all the way to the back of a bluff back there. It is just nasty. But we can't hunt over there either legally. All right, so this is it. Now, I wanted to come to this spot because this is a perfect illustration of a tactic that I used last year, and I've used for about 20 years now, to help me get gobblers off of private that I can't hunt onto ground that I can hunt. So when you have that scenario, and everybody has it every once in a while during turkey season, where you can't go any further, but man, your mouth's watering, you're going, oh my Lord, if I could just get over there, maybe I could sneak over there. Well, you don't want to do that because, you know, it's illegal, but you're like, man, if I could just get over there, oh, if I could. Well, you can still get these gobblers sometimes off of private onto land you can hunt, whether it's private or public. This works great on public land. For you public land guys, this is an awesome tactic that I've used on public land many times and got gobblers over to me. Last year I had 3 gobblers over here, and I was sitting right here, probably about 25, 30 yards back there, and these gobblers were over here. And I knew this fence was here and couldn't go any further, but these gobblers was back here in this thick, nasty, messed up jungle, and of course I couldn't see them, you know, it's too thick, and plus by springtime you can't see in there, period. But they were just hammering over, you know, just the 3 of them, just gobbling, man. And I'm just thinking, oh, well, you know, they're going to come right through here and come in this little edge of this field, and I'm going to kill them, and man, it's just going to be a great day. But it didn't happen. You know, it didn't happen. They stayed in that jungle mess. You know, they just stayed right there, and they wouldn't move it. All right? So what do? You've been sitting there for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, and they ain't moving. They're just staying there, okay? Now, if you just keep calling to them, they're just going to keep staying there because they're expecting that hen to come to them. All right, that's just common sense, because in nature, the hen always goes to the gobbler. That's what makes turkey hunting such a challenge. And I purposely got up, walked down this little hump, went down in this holler, in this little gully, went down in this gully about 100 yards out there. Why did I do that? Why would I walk away from gobbling turkeys? Because they're going to stay there, right? They're going to stay there. So I walked away from them, and I got down on back, even on back, you know, instead of up next to the fence line, I even got back almost on this next point. You can't hardly see it, but I almost got on this next point over here in that gully, and I started hammering them. I started throwing the kitchen sink at them once I got about 100 yards on that way. Now, why would I do that? Why would you go from 60 yards all the way back to almost 200 and try to call to them? Because I'm picking a spot. I can't get them here. I've got to get them through this fence, and I've got to get them over here where I can work them. So I go down here, I get to where I can see pretty good, and I just start hammering them, you know. I mean, I'm just hammering these, and they're just gobbling. Answer me back, but they ain't moving. But now they think this hen's gone. They think this hen has left and went on further away from them. But I'm hammering. Hey, I'm interested. Hey, I'm in. But they're gobbling. Hey, come back up here. Come back up here. Come back up here. And now you're way down here, but you're on back further away from this fence. The reason you don't want to be close to the fence and do this is because they may come, say 20, 30 yards on the other side of this fence even. But you still can't legally shoot them, even if you could see through this mess, and you're hunting property where you can't see, you legally still can't shoot them, right? And be right doing it. You got to get them to this side. You got to get them over off of private on the public, or you know, or whatever the scenario you're in. You got to get them over here. But if you go away from the fence, get on back, they can't hang up over here. And if they can't really hang up because they're coming searching for you. So I was over here just hammering, calling, and they started gobbling. But here's the important part of this tactic. This is where patience comes in, and you've got to be patient to use this tactic and be successful at it. Once you get them fired up, and once they know where you're at, and you've walked away from them, and you're calling, Now you've got to shut up. And I know that's hard for turkey hunters because, man, when they go for 20, 30 minutes and they don't gobble, you got to get that call and you got to see where they're at. You just, you know, that's the worst thing you can do. You got to just shut up and stay quiet and let them come searching for you. Let them come looking for you. I know it's hard. I know the temptation is there to call just to see if he's coming or just to see if they moved up. But I promise you, if he's fired up, you know, he's going to come looking for you eventually. He's going to come looking for you. But it may take him a while. Usually, not always, but usually they'll do what I call a search gobble, where they'll gobble, you know, when they get close enough to where they last, you know, kind of where they heard that hen up here before you move. He might, you know, he might do a search gobble. Once he gets down here, you know, close enough, he thinks that hen's close, he'll do a search gobble. You know, he'll gobble maybe one time. And sometimes you know that he's close. But if he doesn't, you know, you still got to just buckle up and be patient and just sit there and be quiet. Because the moment you start calling, whether it's just light calling or whether it's loud, the moment you start calling, he could be still on this side over here, maybe 15, 20 yards, and he will hang up. He's a hung up gobbler. He's going to, oh, okay, she's close. You don't want that. You want him coming to where he last heard you call 35, 40 minutes before. You want to get to where you can see a pretty good way. You want to get to where you can see, you know, pretty good ways out through the woods, or if it's an open field, you want to get to where you can see, where you can watch him. All right, but once you see this turkey, he usually, you know, they'll usually pop out. Now, in this particular case of last year, when I went down here, and they're over here, it took about 45 minutes, 45 minutes, and right down where I called, right out from here, I seen him. There was three of them. He came right under this fence, came right out in this road, and they walked right up to me. I got them gobblers off of this jungle, off of this private, where I was at, by moving back, calling, shutting up, and picking that spot. I picked a spot where I wanted them to come out, and right in that area is right where they came out. They know where you're at. They know where that hen is at in these woods. Okay? That's just the tactic you can use when you're faced with that borderline, can't go no further, or they're in a bunch of mess. You know, even on public land, or even on land you can hunt, where you've got a big bunch of jungle and mess and, you know, just a bunch of stuff you can't see, and it's just hard to turkey hunt. But if it opens up on down, hey, this is a good method for that too. Get down there where you can get out of this jungle and see if you can pick a spot and get them out there in the open. Like I said, it's just going to take a while. You got to be patient. You know, overcome that feeling of wanting to call and let him come and looking for you. It will work for you, and it really helped me when I learned that years ago. It's helped me kill a lot of borderline turkeys that I probably would have never killed if I'd have just stayed where I was at and just kept yelping at them, hoping they'd come to me. A little closer. And they circled me. Man, right over where I was sitting yesterday, or day before yesterday. Right over there where I was sitting day before yesterday. I see them out there. Yeah, they're going back around the hill. basically I've just pretty much picked a spot and called because the woods were so open. I knew I couldn't, there wasn't no way I could get to them. But I just got over and just started hammering them, just cutting and going, you know, mouth call, slate call. They was just, you know, he was just fired up. There was 2 of them. And then when I moved to that last place, I hammered them again, and they came back, and he stayed over there for the longest time. I could see him out there strutting. But I just went quiet. And you just got to go quiet. 45 minutes of sitting there, not saying a word. Here he comes. And they just kept gobbling, wanting me to respond to them, and I wouldn't do it. And here he. Hey, make sure to subscribe to this video. Just hit that subscribe button down in the corner. I'd really appreciate it. Also, follow me on social media on Facebook, Instagram. Stay with me all year long. By that way, check out all of our sponsors in the links below. Check out Spring Fever Custom Calls, where you can get all of my signature line of turkey calls, from the Gobbler Getter tube call to the little slide, the old slide, all of my turkey calls over there. Get them there at springfevercustomcalls.com. Also, check out Stoeger shotguns, the official shotguns of Dell Outdoors. If you're looking for a turkey gun, check out the Stoeger line of shotguns. You won't be disappointed. They make a great gun. Check out Tidewe.com, where you can get so many great hunting products over there, from great turkey vests to jackets, to boots, to rangefinders, to pop-up blinds. So many great products at Tidewe.com. Just make sure to use the promo code DALE, D-A-L-E, so you can get a better discount on your purchases. Check out Kona Scopes, Game Cuffs, and our brand new sponsor, Obsession Bows. That's right, we hooked up with Obsession Bows just recently. So if you're looking for a bow for 2025, go over to Obsession Bows and check them great line of bows out. You won't be disappointed. Until the next video, we'll see you in the next one.